Hello and welcome to the next of our economic versus the environment videos, and this one is called New Thought Patterns. A very brief history of economic thought goes like this. Phase one, which was from the start of the Industrial Revolution, also the start of economic thought as an area of study. So we're looking at about 1750 to 1930. In this period, governments kept out of economic issues. People believed that the best results for the country came if everyone did what was best for themselves. Governments should handle their finances the way families do. They shouldn't spend more than their income because they would run out of money, and then disaster. Phase two was about 1930 to 1980. In 1930, the world was in a huge economic recession. People's and countries' wealth was shrinking rapidly. Older economics wasn't working, and the world was in a mess. An economist called John Maynard Keynes persuaded governments that they had to spend more than their income. This would put money in people's pockets and get them spending again. The new spending would encourage new factories and new jobs, and the recession would end. And unlike the previous period, he was strongly in favor of government's involvement in many parts of the economy. And it worked. Phase three was from about 1980 to the present. People were becoming unhappy with the amount of government spending from phase two and government involvement in many areas of the economy. It was too high, and often it wasn't working well. Government involvement wasn't bringing any benefits and probably slowing things down. There was a widespread view that government workers didn't know how to run businesses and that they should leave it to business people who knew what they were doing. An economist called Milton Friedman said we needed to go back to something like the original classical way, and that we had learned enough in the meantime to avoid repeating the problems we had before. This is an incredibly simplified and generalized summary, and it leaves out approaches like fascism or communism. However, my reason for creating this summary is not to be historically perfect, but to show the power of economic ideas and their long life. This series of ideas had incredible power and did a lot to shape the world that we live in today. People say that what is needed now is a new idea. Like the 1930s, the old idea isn't working. We need a new idea which outlines how to go forward from here in a way that allows us to continue our present society, but sorts out the problems of environment, resources that are running out, and climate change. As you can imagine, there are many people who are happy to tell the world they've got the answer. The next video will cover one of the most likely among these ideas. And this is the end, my friends. See you next time for that one.